Today on Delta Safari, we head back to the Glenn Sebastian Nature Trail, but this time we're going fishing. And for the last time in 2023, let's head to the Delta. Christmas Eve, I stopped back by here. This is the Glenn Sebastian Nature Trail on the campus of the University of South Alabama. And I was coming back from doing my radio show, and I thought, got a few minutes before the rain starts, let's see if there's anything in this pond. So 20 minutes later, I had caught 4 crappie in a bluegill or bluegill shellcracker hybrid. So clear weather today. Thought I'd come out and spend an afternoon, see what I can come up with. We'll say this though, we had a cold front last night and that usually slows them down a bit. But we'll see what we can do. How about that for the very first cast? Probably the largest crappie I've caught in years. You know, my dad used to hate catching a fish on the very first cast because he said every time he did, he didn't catch anything else the rest of the day. Well, let's see if that holds true. So coming out here today to the pond here at Glenn Sebastian Trails, which I can't seem to find a name for it on any map, so I'm just going to call it Sebastian's Pond. I have a couple of goals in mind. I would ultimately like to catch something on all 3 combos, but I especially want to catch something on my 13 Code Silver because I haven't yet. And my eagle claw, the yellow one, because I haven't yet. So if I can fulfill those first 2, then maybe I'll pull out the little backpacking combo and see if we can't get something on that as well. Well, not only did I satisfy my goal of catching something on my Code Silver, on the first cast no less, but now I just added my second crappie of the day to it. all of my life, I have heard the terms crappie and white perch used interchangeably. And in the last few years, as I've learned to do my own research, as everyone should, I have learned that they are actually two completely different species. The crappie is also known as speckled trout or crappie, and I have also heard in Louisiana where they call it sac-a-lait, which is I love that. It's a freshwater fish, though, belonging to the sunfish family, whereas white perch is a totally different species that belongs to the temperate bass family. Also, the white perch is only found in freshwater rivers along the eastern seaboard. So you're not going to find those in Alabama or Mississippi, Tennessee, and the Midwest or anything. So just some good information to know. White perch, crappie, not the same thing. While the coloring of the two fish is similar, it is easy to tell the difference between them. Crappie is noted for its large dorsal and anal fin with 6 to 8 spines on it. Compared to the perch, the crappie is a flatter and taller body shape, which makes them easy to distinguish. Perch are shaped more like torpedoes and have 2 dorsal fins, as opposed to the one with the crappie. I believe that is a black swan, but I don't know. I ain't no birdologist. Okay, so clearly that wasn't a black swan. I got home and did a little research, and what I found out is that bird is called an anhinga. It comes from the Tupi Indians down in Brazil, which it translates into either devil bird or evil spirit of the woods. Okay, so I did manage to catch something on the 13. And boy did I. Very first cast, one of the biggest crappie I've caught in probably 2 decades. I haven't done a whole lot of crappie fishing the last 20 years, but that was a slab, son. I mean, that was a big one. And it is of substance, clearly. Oh, let's check out these geese. That just keeps happening out here today. One of the great things I love about this Glenn Sebastian Nature Trail is the nature part. But I ended up catching 2 crappie. That one slab, that other one was legal. It was edible. But I threw everything back because I'm really not equipped for it. I'm not ready to go home in this weather and get outside and clean some fish. It has steadily gotten cooler the later in the afternoon we get. So I think I'm going to go find something to gnaw. All right. I have caught something. The camera wasn't rolling, naturally. Never is. On my eagle claw. I was going to make one last cast before heading in, and sure enough, and I believe what this is a bluegill shellcracker, or as many parts of the world call it, red-eared sunfish. I believe it is a hybrid of the two. Ain't that pretty? Let's get him back in the water. So I did a little more research, and it turns out this hybrid is actually a hybrid made from a female green sunfish and a male bluegill. I don't know where I got the shellcracker from. I guess because there's that little red tip on the end of the bluegill, kind of like a shellcracker has. But this hybrid, like many hybrids, does not reproduce well, if at all, and it grows larger than either of its parents. So that was pretty cool. So ultimately I met two of my goals. I caught my first fish on the 13 and on the eagle claw. Now, let's go find something to gnaw on. Oh man, I got a great place to show you today. It's called Il Milagro. It is Central American food, and it used to be in that building right there. But recently, they moved all the way to right here. This is gonna be my first time checking it out since they moved to this new location from all the way over there. So, Central American food, as you would imagine, is very similar to Mexican food, but it's also very distinctive as well. Their main thing, whereas a taco is your big street food in Mexico, Central America, it is called a papusa, and it's kind of like a pancake that's made from the same batter that they make tamales with, but they pour that batter on a griddle, cook it like a pancake. But it can be stuffed with different things. Now, I've got three of them coming. I've got three papusas. And the first one is the one that I first tried. It's pork and cheese. It's called revuelta. And then I've got one that's chicharron, which is going to be pork cracklings. What southern boy didn't like that? The third one is a la roca, which is an edible flour from Central America. They also have things that you would expect to see at any of your Mexican restaurants. They have nachos, they have fajitas, and I'm about to enjoy some of their chips and salsa. Whenever you try a Central American restaurant or a very authentic Mexican restaurant, ask for a beverage called horchata. It's spelled with an H, but it's a silent H. It is usually made with rice milk. Rice milk is made when you wash rice. You get a watery substance that looks like skim milk. It will add to that sweetened condensed milk, some cinnamon, and some nutmeg, and it is the most refreshing drink, as I will prove now. Let's talk about this right here. This is called curtido, and it is a slaw that is vinegar based, the best kind, and it's got jalapenos in it, and usually a little bit of cilantro, and it is delicious. I don't know what these are other than sauces. Okay, see, so that is a papusa, and I believe this is the La Roca one. I kind of peeked inside, that looked like floury stuff. You can see it is a pancake, and they fill the batter and put it on the griddle. And they're delicious. Alright, there you go. See, folded like a taco. Hot.
Reach down there and push that subscribe button and the like button. Just like it. At least click it one time.